Okay, so, it's that time again.
It's a time again.
It's a time.
It's a time.
A time.
It's the time.
So, it's almost been a year since my last upload of me reading Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Uh,
It's been a year.
it was April 29th
April 29th.
of my last upload, and I don't know when I'll upload this. So, whenever this uploads, it might be past April 29th, or just before April 29th. So, almost happy 1 year since my last upload and my first upload. So, I'm gonna read you a bedtime story.
E.
I could have picked anything. I literally could have picked anything. And I'm
Ooh.
gonna pick this one. I don't know why. But I've I'm gonna pick this one. Okay, here we go. Oh, I might not. I'm not gonna read it poorly, but I'm gonna do. I'll half-ass it. I'm not
Ooh.
gonna give it an annoying voice because it's gonna kill me.
E.
Okay, let me read the. I'm gonna read the transcript too.
Oh lord.
Sonic is running up a mountain path at a very quick pace, then runs down again. He takes a quick corner near a steep cliff. He eventually makes it to the ground and runs along a path. Tails catches up to him, flying with his tails. He waves at Sonic and shakes his hands. He lets go of Sonic as Sonic suddenly stops and goes into a triple spin. Tails covers his eyes as Sonic suddenly dashes off at a very fast speed, causing the pathway to lift off the ground as he passes by. Hey, Sonic, wait up! Tails charges up with his tails and speeds up, chasing down Sonic. Sonic, meanwhile, stops at a dark-looking tree on top of a hill. Tails catches up. Civilization. Boy, I thought we'd never find it. They are overlooking other hills and a city in the far distance. Behind the two, Scratch is hiding in an artificial bush. Scratch pokes out his head with a communication headset on. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Grounder is nearby with a communication headset as well, manning a portable control panel with a big red button. Ready? Tell me what I'm ready for? Spring the trap! I knew that. Any water? Grounder presses the button on his panel, which springs two hands from the tree, grabbing Sonic and Tails and suspending them in the air. Scratch and Grounder walk over to the tree. We got your hedgehog! Yeah, the chase is over. They start dancing with joy. We did it! We did it! We did it! Hold on, guys. You don't want to do this. Oh, don't we? I mean, we mean too much to each other. We do? Yeah, don't you remember how we first met? Nope. Well, it all started
Nope.
before you were born. Enter a flashback. Sonic and Tails are standing on the outskirts of an abandoned village. Sonic narrating. Tails and I had come to this deserted village. Where is everybody? A citizen on a second-floor house pokes out of their window. We're hiding, and if you have any sense, you'll hide too. The citizen closes the window and covers and goes back to their cover. A zipper closes the window covers, and a lock shuts it even more. Hiding from what? The ground shakes as Sonic and Tails looks over and sees a large bot with a spiked vest, known as Dragon Breath and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Beam Machine, ripping off an entire wall from a house. He walks in and points at a dog hiding behind a chair. Hey, lady! Which way is the Bounty Hunters Convention? The dog screams in fear and runs away. People aren't very friendly in this town. Guess I'll have to find him myself. He crashes through the wall behind the couch and continues on. Sonic and Tails hide behind a broken wall. What's a Bounty Hunters Convention? A party for bad guys. Tails and I'm gonna crash it. Any water? In a plain area, a tent is set up with a flag on top, depicting a globe and a hand vise. It is very windy. Robotnik is addressing a large group of bots in attendance on a stage. I can't do Robotnik, I swear to gosh, I can't. I've called you all together because you're the worst assortment of low-life mercenaries I've ever made. You're mean, you're malicious, you're my kind of rotten. The bots cheer with joy. Sonic and Tails, meanwhile, has found the convention and listens in on Robotnik from outside. They sneak a peek inside through a curtain. Ever since I launched my genius plan to conquer the planet Mobius, one troublemaking teenager has made me tear every hair from my beautiful head. Robotnik takes out a remote, pressing a button that shows a curtain moves a curtain behind him, showing a large photo of Sonic. The audience boos. You took the words right out of my mouth. I hate that hedgehog. He shows his teeth, which have the word hate written on them, and they crack. He ruined my schemes. The audience continues to boo, Spike even among the robots. Sonic has found a free seat in the middle of the audience and listens in. Nobody notices him. Sonic boos to fit in. He escapes my traps! The audience boos again. Somebody throws a tomato at Sonic's picture, narrowly missing Robotnik's head. He helps nice people! A sign pops out of Robotnik's head stating, Boo! The audience boos again, with Sonic standing in a seat booing as well. But no more! No more! I am hereby declaring Sonic the Hedgehog as Mobius' most wanted fugitive! The words wanted appear over Sonic's photo. To ensure his immediate capture, I am offering you the biggest reward in bounty hunter history. He presses his remote again. The phrase, reward 1 billion, comes up. 1 billion Mobiums, alive or otherwise. Question from the crowd. Robotnik looks at the audience in anger and annoyance. What is it? The bots in the audience look at Sonic in surprise and anger. I'm worth way more than that. Robotnik's head turns red as he sees Sonic. The top of his head explodes with smoke. There he is! Get him! I want that hedgehog! Oh! The two bots beside Sonic stand up and try to beat him up in a flurry of smoke cover, but they fail as Sonic escapes with a triple spin, then drop kicks Robotnik to the ground. He grabs Robotnik's mustache and taps his foot on the ground. I'm waiting! Sonic pulls the mustache and lets go, causing Robotnik great pain. He smiles triumphantly while Robotnik starts crying a waterfall. This crowd starts running at the stage. Get him! Get him! The crowd continues at the stage. Sir Fuzzy Logic seen among the running robots. We got him! We got him! Sonic charges up and dashes away. Robotnik attempts to grab him before he leaves the stage, but he can't grab him in time. Sonic dashes through the crowd, going underneath their legs and tripping various robots, one of them known as Humpty. He stops at a large green bot and holds his hand up at it while pointing elsewhere. I'm over there! The bot looks over as Sonic runs away. The bot scratches its head in confusion. The crowd runs at Sonic, knocking over the green robot, leaving it as a mess of mechanical parts. Tails, standing at the entrance, watches as Sonic runs at him, grabbing him and leaving. Let's go, bro! Sonic, with Tails in tow, runs through a desert. Sonic, you're going too slow. Makes you sick, doesn't it? But I want to make sure they follow me. They pass by a forest with a small group of the bots still in pursuit. They stop, with Dragon Breath leading the group. Split up and surround them! A few of the bots squeal dynamite and frankly enter an arc of trees and stop as Sonic arrives in carnival gear with a small tent. Step right up, step right up. Don't crowd, don't push. You all get a chance to see the greatest show in Mobius. And remember, for all bounty hunters, admission is free. Sonic points at the entrance to the tent, opening it. The bots run in. As the other side leads to a cliff edge, they run off the edge and fall down. Guess you guys won't be staying for a second show. Any water? I need in the future, I want not really a montage, but what's it called? A collection of clips of just me saying I need water. A compilation. The bots crash, making the ground shake. Sonic dashes off to take care of the other bots. Two bots, Arms and David Sprocket, are walking along the forest as Sonic dashes and stops in front of them. He hands them handles attached to a rope. Don't let go! Sonic dashes off with the other end of the rope tied to his body, pulling the bots with him. He jumps over a large rock, weaves between trees, and goes through a hollow log. The bots end up slamming into the rock, the trees, and are dragged through the log, leaving it in a tangled mess. Using his speed, Sonic dashes over a ridge, forcing the bots to water ski. They hit a buoy and sink, but they are still holding onto the ropes, so they're dragged underwater until they make it back to the surface. They exit the water and approach a large rock wall. Sonic stops and immediately changes directions at the wall. The bots scream in fear as they approach and slam into it. Tisk, 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 told you not to let go. He acknowledges the audience. You know, I sure have fun. Dragon Breath. The fun's over, Hedgehog. Sonic gasps. Dragon Breath is standing over him with a wooden club. Sonic acknowledges the audience again. Is he serious? Dashes off and stops at a tree, wearing Robin Hood gear. You ever play William Tell? Sonic puts an apple on top of his head as Dragon Breath gets mad. He throws the club at Sonic as he whistles, waiting. As the club approaches, he dashes off at fast speed, leaving the apple in midair. The club hits the apple and crashes into the tree. Sonic runs back and grabs the apple, which has split in half, winks at the audience, and runs off as the tree starts falling down from the club impact. Dragon Breath screams as he sees the tree falling. It crashes into him. Sonic catches up to Tails, who is watching from a small hill. You sure showed thumb, didn't we, Sonic? We sure did, kid. They both eat that apple that Sonic used earlier. From his egomatic far away, Robotnik watches on with binoculars. Miserable hedgehog. Okay, so I had a small setback. The battle's just begun. Robotnik flies back to his fortress. It will take all my vile and wicked genius to create the perfect robots to capture that hedgehog. In the middle of the room is a conveyor belt with a machine at the end. Robotnik is nearby searching a closet. I will make them strong! He pulls out a heavy piece of machinery, which he drops on the floor below him. He loses his balance, but regains it and searches in the closet again. He pulls out a large stuffed lion and throws it into the conveyor machine below him. He throws it in with him. He throws himself in the machine. Below him, with the heavy piece of machinery. Fearless! He throws a mask in the machine. Ferocious! Wearing a gas mask, he cracks open two rotten legs of the machine. Supremely rotten like me! The eggs open to reveal two gooey monsters. Socks, bones, and pieces of metal fall out as well before he drops the eggshells toward the machine as well. But unlike the other robots, these two will be brilliant! He throws some academic books into the machine. Yes! He throws a globe and a computer into the machine. He reaches into the closet again and comes out with a motorboard and a blower. He throws both in. He then walks over to a human-sized switch and activates it with a goofy look. The machine starts up as he dances triumphantly. The door of the machine opens and Scratch comes out. He coughs as Robotnik walks over. Who am I? Why am I here? Are you my mother? He extends his neck at Robotnik, forcing him back. He starts kissing him and giving him a big lick. No! Scratch retracts his head into his body. Robotnik forces it out and stands him up. He then walks away from the conveyor. You are the first very member of my new super special Sonic Search and Smash Squad. He grabs Scratch. I have designed you to be the ultimate in hedgehog hunters, and now, to make you twice as effective, I'm gonna clone you. Clone me? Will it hurt? I can't stand pain! Scratch retreats his head into his body in fear, shaking. Robotnik looks at him, double thinking his idea. Perhaps I made you too, chicken. No, it won't hurt. He hums innocently as he reaches over and plucks one of Scratch's feathers. He immediately jumps out. Ouch, it'll do! Robotnik holds the feather over the machine. I'll just drop your tail feather into the robomatic machine to produce your exact twin. He walks over to the switches and starts three up, looking on gleefully. One switch remains unpulled. You forgot this one! Scratch pulls it as Robotnik looks on aghast as his head turns into a whistle. I didn't forget that lever! Turns back to normal. I'm not supposed to pull that lever. How was I supposed to know? I was just hatched. He hides his head back in his body as the machine finishes. The door opens and the conveyor activates. Robotnik is holding Scratch by his throat with a club in his hand. As they look to see, Robotnik lets go and walks over. Voila! Your identical twin brother! My twin! A grounder appears on the conveyor. Am I that ugly? That last lever caused some slight modifications. No big deal. You two are Still the most fearsome fugitive finders ever built. Scratch walks over to Grounder, who is still on the conveyor. He made me first. I'm his favorite. Yeah, I got more accessories. He likes me best. He sticks out his tongue at Scratch and reveals a number of tools in it. Scratch looks at it in surprise. Scratch turns around and back kicks a rock at Grounder. A disoriented Grounder shakes his head. You did that on purpose, why you? Using his drill nose, Grounder pokes Scratch in the buttocks multiple times. Robotnik, aside, is covering his ears as they fight. He looks over at a table with papers on top. He takes the table and throws it at him, stopping their feud. Their heads are stuck in the table. Stop it! I'm ordering you to catch Sonic! Now do it! Robotnik grumbles about the bandit's incompetence. Coconut's disgruntled enters another room through a door, talking to the audience. Dr. Robotnik! That sounds like Scratch. Dr. Robotnik demoted me to sanitation duty! Me, Coconuts! Tosses an object into the room. Well, I should be in charge of catching Sonic! Becomes vengeful. He's giving them my job! I'll show them! I'll capture Sonic first! Coconut slams the door closed. After the camera zooms out of Robotnik's fortress, the screen fades to black. On a hilly plain, Sonic is zipping around, then instantly stops. Tails follows up. Whoa, timeout! Points at a stand that's shaped like a hot dog. That's my kind of pit stop. Sonic walks over with Tails following. He walks up to the hot dog stand counter and slams his hand on it. 2 chili dogs to go. Slow-mo on the double. Coconuts is working at the stand, tending a boiling pot, letting off a black smoke. Sonic reacts in surprise as Coconuts doesn't acknowledge him. I'm waiting. Coconuts doesn't acknowledge him, still tending to the pot, which has a poison logo on it. Coconuts is wearing a disguise. Hey, I'm growing a beard here. Coconuts looks over and laughs happily at the audience. He jumps in the air, removes his disguise, and lands on the stand's counter. You munched your last chili dog yesterday, Hedgehog! Coconuts jumps back into the stand, throwing aside a stool, then pushing a table away. He presses a button beside the counter, flipping over a control panel with many switches and gizmos. He laughs maniacally as he pulls the switch, causing the ground to shake. Still laughing, the stand moves backwards, then explodes from the ground into the sky, attached to a long metal pipe. Sonic and Tails watch as the hot dog stand continues to go higher into the sky. It sprouts 2 arms with hands, and the bottom turns into a tank-like object. Okay, I was polite. I was reasonable. Remember, you forced me to do this. Works the combination of a safe. No half-baked hedgehog is gonna make a monkey out of me. Pulls the safe, opens the safe, and brings out a cowboy hat. He puts it on. No way, no way! Pulls out a framed portrait of Robotnik. In the name of Dr. Robotnik, I declare open season on hedgehogs. My throat. I can't do his voice.
No, Panda.
Coconuts kisses the portrait, which reacts in disgust. He sets it down as he pulls more switches on the panel. That's the last time we ever buy chili dogs from that guy. One of the hands slammed down a fist, narrowly missing Sonic and Tails as they jump aside. They run off with Tails flying as the machine keeps throwing its fist at the ground near them. The duo dash away, but the machine follows, destroying a rock arch in its way. Coconuts jumps around the stand. Oh, rich! This is so rich! Coconuts walks around gleefully, then jumps back to the panel, pouring more levers. Still laughing with joy. The machine attempts to grab Sonic and Tails, but misses. It tries again, missing Tails. It tries again, missing Sonic. Coconuts rubs his hands together and presses a button, bringing out a large gun handle. Outside, the multitude of guns come out of the hot dog shack, aiming at Sonic and Tails. They start firing at the two, who are now dodging the gunfire and running from the machine. Coconuts is controlling the guns with a large gun handle. You can run, but you can't hide, Hedgehog! Coconuts continues firing while laughing maniacally, but none of the shots are hitting. Sonic and Tails increase their speed, but cannot outrun the gunfire. They stop, then look back and see a tree. They run up into the tree, but the machine fires at it. Sonic jumps out of the tree, rolls into a triple spin, and launches himself on top of the hot dog stand. The guns on the stand flail around, firing everywhere while Tails hides in the tree. Tails runs as the stand moves down to his location. But Sonic has already started his work by bending all the guns towards the stand itself. He laughs as Coconuts aims his gun. Unaware that all the guns are now aimed at him, he hits the trigger, then looks up to see the guns aimed at him. He bites his nails in nervousness as the machine explodes from the gunfire. He lands on the ground, but is whacked in the head with one of the gun barrels and is wrapped in link sausages. Now that's what I call the missing links. Sonic, I'm starving. Can we find more chili dogs? You got it, Ace. Let's race. They both run away, leaving coconuts behind, still wrapped in sausages. Elsewhere, Scratch and Grounder working on a scheme. Grounder is pulling on a rope, struggling hard. Okay, Grounder, lower the brick wall! Grounder lowers his resistance, getting pulled toward the contraption holding a huge brick wall. As he's pulled at it, the brick wall lowers. He can't hold on any longer and is launched at the contraption, dropping the brick wall and causing Scratch to jump. He falls back down with an artist's easel and beret. Grounder, holding onto the rope, is suspended above Scratch, who walks over to the brick wall and starts painting it. Give me 20 minutes to finish painting this fake landscape. Then what? The Scratch paints a couple of scenes on the wall. He points to them as he describes them. You get the hedgehog to chase you. You go by. I drop it down, and the hedgehog knocks himself out. Then we tie him up and collect 1 billion Mobians. Dr. Bannock will be so proud of me. He'll be proud of me. Scratch turns his fingers into a pair of scissors and cuts the rope holding Grounder, making him fall to the ground. Elsewhere, Sonic and Tails are sleeping in a grassy meadow under a tree, snoring. At the bottom of the small hill there, sleeping on Grounder appears. He blows on his hand, expanding his other hand drill, turning it into a pumpkin. He throws the pumpkin at Sonic, hitting his head. As he gets up, knocking over Tails as well, the pumpkin covers his head. Hey! Grounder laughs, getting Sonic and Tails' attention. Slowpoke, laggard, slug, but you can't catch me! Sonic jumps onto the path, still with the pumpkin on his head, and chases after Grounder. As he runs, the pumpkin flies off. Tails walks over to the path, only to have the pumpkin fall on his head. Grounder leads Sonic through various curves in the path as they approach the brick wall, which is suspended again. Grounder passes by Scratch, who is hiding behind a bush holding the rope suspending the wall. Scratch, he's right behind me! Get ready to jump the wall! Scratch lets go of the rope, but the brick wall doesn't drop. Sonic has grabbed the rope and is standing behind him. Stuck? Here, let me help you. Sonic lets go, causing the rope to hit Scratch. The wall drops just as Grounder is near it, crashing into it and breaking up. His head bounces back at Scratch and Sonic. Scratch screams at the failure of their plan. Anytime I can help like this, just let me know. Sonic dashes away, leaving behind an angered Scratch and Grounder's head. Scratch picks up Grounder's head and walks over his body, which is reassembling itself, but puts one of his treads as his head. He grabs his head, putting it in place instead of tread. Scratch stands up impatiently as Grounder eventually realizes a mistake and fixes himself up. No more foul up! Next time we're gonna use my plan! Grounder takes out a huge paper that says Plan B and shows it to Scratch. Along a pathway, Sonic dashes along with Tails flying behind. Further up the path, Scratch and Grounder are hiding behind a rock. Scratch, wearing a glove, pulls out a string attached to it, inflating an attractive female figure. They hide as Sonic and Tails approach, who pass by the fake figurine. Sonic eventually comes to his senses and runs back to meet the woman, and is immediately infatuated with it. The figure rubs Sonic's chin, which is his eyes closed and lips puckered. The figurine grabs the rock and slams it at Sonic, leaving a large bump on his head. Scratch and Grounder stand up and pull the pathway that Sonic is on, removing and revealing the hole that he's dropped into. We got him! Sonic falls into the pit but stops his fall by going into a triple spin. Robotnik should have briefed those guys about my triple spin. Sonic enters into a triple spin and cuts into the rock wall. Scratch and Grounder are looking into the pit. How does it feel to be a prisoner, Hedgehog, huh? The Sonic pops out of the ground with a duo still looking into the pit. Excuse me, gentlemen. Hold on, I need water. Glug, 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 gotta get the H2O. Scratch and Grounder look up to see Sonic in a heavy doctor's disguise. They walk over, fooled by it. There's been an outbreak of chickenpox in the area. Scratch and Grounder looking at each other fearfully. Oh no! As the two react in fear, Sonic briefly takes off the disguise to show the audience that it is him. I'll have to perform an emergency examination, see? The duo stick out their extremely large tongues while Sonic takes out a tuning fork. He hits it, causing it to vibrate, then sticks it on Scratch's tongue, making him vibrate briefly. He does the same thing to Grounder. Very serious. Wait right here, don't move. Sonic runs away with the duo still holding out their tongues. Sonic runs over to Tails, who is running a crane. It drops down a seesaw with 2 anvils on one side. Tails moves the crane aside as Sonic jumps on the clear side of the seesaw, launching the anvils in the sky. He runs back to Scratch and Grounder. Gentlemen, what you need is more iron in your diet. Sonic runs away as the anvils drop, landing in the mouths of the duo. They swallow them, but are forced backwards, hopping into the pit from earlier. Sonic runs to the top of the pit as they hit the bottom. Feel better? They respond in agony. Sonic listens in, then runs away. Later, Scratch and Grounder have gone out of the pit and are on top of a steep hill. Grounder is using one of his eyes as a skeleton, scanning the area. Here they come now! Through the telescope, Grounder sees Sonic running with Tails flying behind. Sometimes I wish Dr. Robotnik hadn't made us so persistent. Grounder flails his arm around, turning into a harpoon launcher.
He made me persistent. He made you too dumb to quit.
Was that an insult?
Just sort of, you're gonna miss your chance.
Grounder complies and fires and aims the harpoon attached to a rope with his arm. He hits the tree ahead of the pathway from Sonic and Tails. Using the rope and with a net, Grounder launches himself at the duo and nabs Tails in the net. He continues past the tree.
Sonic, help me! Help!
Sonic continues to run, looking up to see Grounder pass him and return to the hill with Tails. Scratch holds out Tails and yells at Sonic,
We got your buddy, Hedgehog! Don't pull any fast stuff!
Yeah, if you know what's good for him, you'll give yourself up. Sonic is standing at the bottom of the hill, raising his hands in surrender. Okay, just don't hurt him. Sonic is now placed in a locked cage. He dashes at one of the walls, but can't penetrate it. Tails, on the other hand, is locked in a stock. He struggles to get out, but fails. Scratch is talking to Robotnik via phone from Grounder.
That's right, Dr. Robotnik, we got Sonic!
The phone speaker turns into a mouth, speaking as Robotnik does. Of course you got him. I'll be right there so you can congratulate me. Sonic takes the phone. Scratch takes the phone, pulls and lets go, retracting it back into Grounder. I hope he brings the reward money. Coconuts walks over to the group with a lasso.
Forget
I can't.
Forget the reward. Sonic is my prisoner.
Tosses the lasso and successfully catches both Scratch and Grounder in it.
You think I'm gonna spend my life in sanitation duty? No, no, no!
Ties the two up with the rest of the rope.
Dr. Robotnik will make me the head of the SSSS squad.
No way, Coco Nerd. Not if those two escape. Coconut looks over to see Sonic still in the cell. That rope can break any sec. Put him here in the cage. The key is on Grounder's belt. Coconut thinks over Sonic's idea.
Yeah, good thinking.
Sonic gives an A-OK signal to the audience as Coconuts kick Scratch and Grounder into the cell. Just as they enter, Sonic runs out of the cell and stops behind Coconuts, kicking him into the cell. He locks the door and dashes off to help Tails.
Hey, open the door! Get back here!
Sonic gets Tails out of the stocks.
Thanks, Sonic. But I think we're in trouble. Here comes Robotnik.
I can't do Tails' voice sometimes. There's too many voices. They look up to see Robotnik rushing to the area in his Egomatic. Wind up those tails, little bro. We need us a dust storm. Sonic dashes off, running in circles around the cell, creating a massive amount of dust in the area. He stops in front of the cell with a medical mask and suitcase with a telephone on it.
Telephone repairman, I have an order to check here on Mr. Grounder's Robocom phone.
That's funny, it was working great a few minutes ago.
Over here, please.
Sonic reaches into the cell and opens up Grounder's stomach panel, grabbing the phone and running away with it. He stops at the outskirts of the dust cloud, speaking into the phone.
This is the control tower. Come in, Dr. Robotnik.
Robotnik grabs a phone from his egg pod as he enters the dust cloud. I'm engulfed in a dust cloud. Robotnik is now fully engulfed in dust.
Don't worry, I'll guide you. Do you see where the red lights?
Robotnik opens up a hole in the dust, seeing a red light, which is actually a red flashlight being held by Tails. I see them!
You are 3 feet above the ground. Cut your engines.
Robotnik does so, but looks at his engine. Uh-oh. The Egomatic falls down directly on top of the cell, resulting in an explosion. Robotnik stands up afterwards with a partially seared mustache. He picks up the phone. Scratch! Grounder! Where are you? Broken bits of Scratch, Grounder, and Coconuts around the area. Pick up that phone! Nearby, Grounder's phone is sitting beside a recording machine.
The robot that you have reached has been discombobulated, and the hedgehog you have been chasing got away. Have a nice day.
The flashback ends. with Sonic and Tails still suspended from the tree with Scratch and Grounder listening to the story. And that's how all of us met.
I hate that story. You got away.
Grounder wipes away tears. Why can't stories have happy endings? Hey, this one ends really happy. Sonic enters a triple spin, freeing himself from the tree along with Tails. They both drop to the ground in front of Scratch and Grounder. Thanks for the memory, Slow-Mo. Scratch and Grounder lunge at them, but miss at Sonic and Tails as Sonic and Tails dash away into the distance. Okay, do you want me to do the Sonic says? I can do that.
Sure. You want
Do 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 do. You gotta do the music.
do 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 do.
In a desert area, Sonic and Tails are surrounded by Scratch, Grounder, coconuts.
We're surrounded. Sonic, call 911.
No way, Tails. This is nothing. 911 is for real emergencies. The trio jump at Sonic and Tails, but are unable to jump away from them in time, leaving the group in a mess.
If we call 911 for assistance, someone who really needed help would be in trouble.
A burning house is shown.
If there's a fire or something, when someone's trying to break into your home or someone's been hurt, that's when you call 911. One person's dumb joke could be another person's disaster.
Okay, did you like the story?
Yee.
Eat. That's
It sounded like just a retelling of an actual episode.
That is a retelling of an actual episode. This is the first episode.
So I was right. I was right.
I reread the entire first episode. And what's funny is that it all happened in 30 minutes, which is a few minutes over the actual runtime. But it's still 30 minutes nonetheless. Did you like it? I tried really hard with the voices. It hurt my throat.
You did a good job.
I don't think I did good with the Robotnik's
Well,
voice
proud.
or Coconuts because it was
You
really
tried.
hard.
All that matters.
I drank almost
Well-
all my water. I'll see everyone back in a year for the third one. Just one episode comes out every year. I don't know. This was fun though. I like doing stuff like this because I find it really funny. I'm not good at it, but it's fun to read. At least this is a lot shorter than the Shark Boy and Lava Girl one, which was almost 2 hours long. Gosh, I wish there was more people here. Like Blue, he was here last time, giving good commentary, but this time it was just me reading. And coughing. And drinking water. And messing up. But I don't know, it was great. Usually the commentary is the best part. I don't know, you got anything you want to say?
I don't know. I'm just a bean.
Too tired, head empty.
I'm just a little bean.
Mean bean machine? Or you just a bean?
I'm a bean.
A good bean? The good bean machine?
I try to be.
Twitchy and Laslo's good bean machine. I like that one.
E.
E. I don't know how to end things because I don't know. Ah!